Welcome to Jedi and the Mailman, show where two old friends aim to deliver the best Star Wars talk in the galaxy. I'm Mike the Mailman. That's Jimmy the Jedi. Jimmy, did you do your civic duty today?
I voted. I had my Mon
you?
Mothma moment. We'll talk about.
Excellent.
I made a video that has over 10,000 views.
Really?
Yeah,
I believe I saw that video.
I made it last night. It was kind of wasn't who to vote for.
Mm-hmm.
It was just I don't work in my hometown anymore because of some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to stand up to tyranny. And I went outside yesterday and I made a video. And just kind of told them about why I left and the people that kind of forced me out. I mean, I left on my own. They weren't like kicking me out, but I just couldn't take any of their nonsense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we still live in a country where I can do that for now. And and so I made that video. We're not sure how it was going to be received.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get too much backlash. There was a couple people I just didn't respond to them, but mostly pretty positive. I mean, granted, like, I'm not friends with people on Facebook that I don't. I mean, there are people. Actually, most of the people that post stuff that I don't agree with are all from our hometown.
Mm-hmm.
People like
this
we
is
graduated.
why I don't have Facebook anymore.
Yeah, I don't. But no, it was kind of cool, and I jokingly say my Mon Mothma moment, but I felt like I stood up for what I feel is right. It may not be right, but it's what I feel is right. And I didn't do it in a negative way. I just told my truth, and so. Will be eagerly, if you see me looking for my phone, the results will be posted pretty soon because the
polls
closed at 8:00 or 7:00 our time, 8:00 your time, which is now. And so we'll just kind of be holding tight. But I did have a few people message me and say that what I said influenced them, and they went and they voted.
Excellent.
So
I watched that video this morning. It was really good. That's encouraging to hear that you got 10,000 views of it. That's it's really good.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah,
maybe we call me Mon Jimmy after this.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that. I mean, obviously, the big prize isn't on the line, but there's, these elections are always a bellwether of things to come, and hopefully, some people have woken up, and realized.
Yeah, we just need a neutral. Yeah, I've been watching all these clips from past presidents from when we were kids, and I'm like, they just handle things so differently.
Yeah,
same party, just handle things with some class and just and they want similar things. They just handle it better. But anyways, I don't want to get too much into politics.
No, bring everything down.
Yeah, kind of a bummer, but yeah, it was just nice to get to stand up, do my civic duty. We sit here and we get to talk about Star Wars because we live in a country that we can sit here and talk about Star Wars. So it's not all that bad, folks.
No.
But anyway, how are you, Mike? How's the mail manning going?
Good. Today was the first day in, quite a while. We'll just go that route. Quite a while that I haven't had overtime. And that's wonderful. I don't mind making the extra money, but when it's day after day after day, it's a very physical job. I mean, a lot of people just think, you go out and take a walk every day, big deal. But up and down all this flights of stairs and over all the rough terrain, and put a lot of miles on this old body, and it needs its rest from time to time.
How many years you have left mailmanning?
If I'm lucky, I'll be done in 12.
Holy rip, 12 more years of this.
Yeah. Nice. I'll be 62.
Will we still be talking Star Wars?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, let's go. Can you imagine two old crusty? I mean, we're already crusty. We're almost 50. But just two old crusty guys talking stuff. Back in my day, kids.
Yeah, I think if we are still doing it, we'll still be on a platform like this. And everybody else will move to some other kind of platform.
There'll be some kind of
holograms in their living room or whatever, and we'll still be on the laptop.
Clan Brenda Lorian over on Instagram says, "You're not getting older, you're getting better. Get it right, Mike."
That's right.
Thanks, Brando. Appreciate you, buddy. So, but yeah, that's good. Trying to think what else is there. Not much else. I think that's kind of where I'm at in life. So What did we talk about? Oh, did you listen to the episode yet this week?
Yes. Took a listen to it this morning.
Charlie kind of knocked that out of the park. She did a
Yeah.
ton of research. Oh my gosh, that lady. They had us just, I mean, great work by
Yeah.
Charlie. Great work
Yeah.
by Charlie.
Yeah. Something that a topic similar. I mean, we talked about it a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, like shortly after it came out. We sort of winged it, and yeah, she put a lot of effort into that. It turned out really nice, and the sound engineering on point.
Yeah, that was Jack's idea because we talked
Oh
about
yeah.
seismic charges. So I haven't got to listen to it. Sometimes I feel weird listening back to our podcast, that I'm like
Yeah.
on or whatever. But yeah, I'll probably check it out. I'm just about finished with the Crystal Crown book, which is the Tessa Gratton. It's about Jecki and Yord and this adventure that they're on. So I'm almost done with that. So
How is it?
It's great. It's fun. It's like Star Wars meets the Hunger Games in a way. It's just kind of fun, but yeah, people are eager because Clan Brandalore, man, what's in this Coca-Cola? What's he saying? Tahoe says it's 11 a.m. bro time. Let me just stream on because of your daylight savings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just set him back. I'm still loving now. I'm getting to work like 30 minutes early because I'm just awake.
Yeah.
So
it malfunctioned for me in some way. I don't know. I don't feel more rested at all.
Man, what is wrong with me? Clan Brandalorian says, okay, top 15 Jedi, ...
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, Anakin, Quinlan Voss, Quinlan Voss, Yoda, Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, and then he ends and rounds it off with a, want to take a guess? Quinlan Voss.
Maybe.
So,
some of those names might be on the list.
Some of them. But yeah, so Mike, you want to tell everyone what we're doing tonight?
We're doing just exactly what Brandon just alluded to there. Jimmy sent me an article about somebody wrote ranking his top 15 Jedi of all time, I guess.
And it didn't seem to be any criteria.
Yeah. That's one thing I noticed because you sent me that article and I skimmed through it real quick because I was busy and just looked, see what the 15 were. And I'm like, well, this is strange. How did he come up with these? And then I figured, okay, let me give it a minute. I'll read the article. I'm surely there's some criteria because somehow we had to come up with this 15. But no, there's absolutely no criteria. Just, I guess this is how he feels.
Which is fine.
We're going to everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, we were going to reach out and see if they'd come on. It was a little last minute.
Yeah.
Mike and I, we try to keep it open for like something happens because typically the show is about recapping. That's how it got started. Really, is recapping other shows. Then we just enjoyed it so much, we keep doing it. So we try not to like lock ourselves. Sometimes we lock ourselves down with things, but we're like we find an article or something like that, and so I didn't think it was fair to invite him. Maybe we can reach out and be like, hey, because I'm not going to say they'll never find us because I mean, but we need to have him back on.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
we need to reach out, have him back on. So, anyways, let me bring up this stuff. There was some slashfilms.com by Samuel Stone. He seems like a cool dude. He's an East Coaster. This was published November 3rd, 2025. And it says 15 strongest Jedi in Star Wars ranked. And I'll bring this up onto the screen. And maybe I have lost my ability to just function as a human, apparently. Hang on a second. I promise you there was only Coca-Cola in that thing, but I'm feeling like, what's going on, guys? I love the symbol that they found. I don't know how they created this. That looks cool. The Jedi symbol.
Yeah.
I think that might be my next tattoo. I got the symbol of the Empire, so maybe I'll get this put on there. So, but anyways, let me see if I can get some of this nonsense off our screen.
One of these days you'll get good at this.
You would think. But I like what I need to do is I need to like take a screenshot of this and then I can make like so that it's like the bottom and the top. It all fits this. Actually, hang on one second. Man, I'm sick of bouncing. The problem is I'm bouncing between two different kinds of computers. And so
a work computer and a home computer.
Yeah, so I got a Mac at home and then I got a PC laptop. There we go. Now I got it. I can mess with it. Okay. Anyway, so Samuel Stone says perhaps the most iconic figures in the entire Star Wars franchise are the Jedi. Would you agree, Mike?
Yes. No problem there.
An ancient order of warriors keeping the peace in the galaxy. I don't know if they're ancient order of warriors. I think they're an ancient order of peacekeepers. But these warriors maintain a deep connection. See, we're already off to a rocky start, I think. But these warriors maintain a deep connection with the living force and the cosmic force. Very good. Unseen energy that connects all living things. Got it. Awareness and connection grants the Jedi incredible powers and abilities, better informing their role as interstellar spiritual peacekeepers. Jedi Knights are also recognized by their preference of using lightsabers, laser swords capable of cutting through virtually every solid. For this ranking, we're sticking specifically with the Jedi, having already done a ranking of the most powerful Sith. Did we cover that one?
No. I would like to see that, though, just to see.
We'll pull that up before we're done today.
Are there 15 Sith to pick from?
That's what I'm kind of curious about. So that would be curious about, maybe he's an old school guy or something, but doesn't seem like it from his list. But Sith consciously pervert the Force for their own selfish desires, yielding powers some would consider unnatural, while the Jedi revere the cosmic energy. We're ranking Jedi based on the strength of their connection to the Force, the various types of Force powers that they possess, and their mastery in wielding lightsabers. For all those qualities in mind, here are the 15 strongest Jedi in Star Wars ranks. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this guy has not read any of the High Republic.
No, that's one glaring omission that I noticed as well. And, you and I don't think we've really gotten into a lot of the EU stuff.
I have barely read any of it.
Yeah, and there's none of that in this either. So it seems focused more on the movies, TV shows, that sort of stuff. But books and EU stuff don't seem to come into play here. And the whole idea of ranking their connection to the Force or whatever, I mean, there's no Force-o-meter. So
maybe
how do you come up with
an count? An M count, maybe.
Would not surprise me if there's some website out there that has the Jedi's M count.
That'd be nuts.
Ranked in some scientific way.
Yeah. All right. In true Star Wars, I like this. This is one character. I don't know about you. I've always been kind of slightly obsessed. Like, I'm not quite Clan Brandalorian with Quinlan Voss obsessed. Kit Fisto needs more screen time.
Yeah, I don't disagree. He is a cool character, especially in the Clone Wars issue where they're the fight for
Mon Cala.
Yeah, on Mon Cala. Yeah. Those what was it, 2 or 3 episodes?
Yeah, that arc
that arc was fantastic. Just huge epic underwater battles. Like, that's something I've never seen really accomplished before. You know what I mean? Nobody's taken on something like that. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's a great arc. But yeah, I don't think he gets enough screen time. One of the coolest cosplays I've ever seen. I see him every Star Wars celebration, and I always miss getting a photo with him. There's a Kit Fisto, a Plo Koon. It's all like the old school, like prequel era Jedi, and their cosplays are amazing. Yeah. But anyways, so it goes on. Where are we? This includes the smiling emerald green Kit Fisto, a Jedi master from the prequel era from the Nautolan species. In the movies, Mace Windu entrusts Kit to join him in confronting Chancellor Palpatine after learning he was a Sith Lord. Despite Kit Fisto's esteemed reputation with the Jedi Order, he is cut down quickly by the brutal Sith. He kind of goes out like a punk.
Yeah.
Well, Kit Fisto is bad in the Star Wars films. He's pretty good everywhere else, including Star Wars and Clone Wars. Here we go. Animated series featuring Phil LaMarr in action, showcasing how expertly he wields a lightsaber so long as he isn't facing Darth Sidious, apparently. But where Kit Fisto excels in the series is underwater, reflecting his unique physiology while demonstrating what a Jedi Master can do in the aquatic setting. Far more deserving of this depiction in the movie. Kit Fisto lands a spot largely on personality, but without achievements deserving of this reputation. Yeah, he does have a kind of a cool reputation, but we've never seen him do much.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And I didn't realize Phil LaMarr was the voice of Kit Fisto until reading this article.
yeah, I didn't either. That's pretty crazy.
But I mean, it's not surprising. Phil LaMarr does a lot of voices. So,
well, you think about like D. Bradley Baker, they recycle some of these voice actors. Yeah, I can see this. I mean, I don't feel like I'm not sure how much EU stuff's out there with
Kit
Fisto, but I don't know. He looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked the character. I don't have a problem with him. I don't know if I'm making a top 15. I don't know if he makes the list or not, and that's no shade. I mean, I've never sat down and did a top 15. I don't even know where I'd begin. But
show idea.
Yeah, maybe
we'll retaliate next week with our own top 15. Samuel Stone can pick us apart. All's fair. All's fair.
That's right. That's right.
So put ourselves.
I have to have some criteria. I'd have to come up with the criteria for how to do this. But yeah, no worries.
That'd be a fun one. How to come up with a criteria for it. Kamal says hello, Kamal. Do you have a top 15 Jedi? Would Kit Fisto be in there? I feel like Tahu loves Kit Fisto. He just seems like a chill dude, like Kit Fisto. Like those two, Tahu and Kit Fisto, would hang out and have brewskis together. I think so. While doing the haka. So, all right, Grogu. This one was weird, and this is why
I call foul here. It said Jedi, right? Grogu's not a Jedi.
Yeah, This is as soon as I started looking through this, I was like, I mean, at least he's not like number one or something. Then we had to call BS, but let's just read Samuel's words, and we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Nice. There we go. Awesome. The breakout character from The Mandalorian is Grogu, an infant who is the same species as Yoda. Frank Oz. The series' underlying conflict has Moff Gideon lead the remnants of the galactic. Oh, we don't need all this stuff.
We know Grogu.
After 3 seasons, there are some who think Grogu sucks. Oh, I don't know. People think that? The adorable little guy is
I'm sure there's some people, but
I've never met anyone who doesn't like Grogu. I don't think.
Yeah, I'd say
the people who are like, oh, I'm not all like, like that, but I've never been like, yeah, I hate Grogu. Like, that's a weird thing to say out loud. I think I hate Grogu.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm sure that there are people that are, but the merch sales for Grogu stuff is going to tell you a completely different story. And the fact that people that don't even know Star Wars know Baby Yoda. You know what I mean? Like, he's ubiquitous. So,
look at you.
Big words.
Big words. I can barely say normal words. So look at that. What does it say here? After 3 seasons, there are some who think Grogu sucks. This sounds unnatural saying it, but the adorable little guy is a force to be reckoned with. Grogu has displayed numerous game-changing force powers, which he has, including rare abilities like force healing and a force barrier, using the latter to shield him and his friends from an exploding shield. One can only imagine how strong Grogu will become once he matures to adulthood, perhaps even potentially surpassing Yoda someday. So much about Grogu is still shrouded in mystery, but one thing that's clear is how adeptly he can already tap into the Force. Yeah, but he has to take a nap after he uses it every time.
Every time.
I don't know. I mean, first off, if you're listening and you're on Instagram or you're on, does he qualify as a top 15 Jedi? I mean, it's this Force user, maybe, but I still feel like
I think he's definitely in the conversation as a Force user because he brings up some good points. He's technically an infant still. We know he's rather old, but he's still a baby in a sense. So the things that he's able to do at that age, with the Force, it, you know, definitely worth considering if you're talking about Force users. But when you're making a list of Jedi, he's not a Jedi. He just does not belong.
He left Luke's Jedi temple.
Yeah.
Tahu says, "Bro, Mike is spot on. The people I know who don't even like Star Wars but are aware of the Star Wars, they know Grogu."
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think
Tahu,
that's pretty.
Tahu knows what time it is.
Yeah, I think he's disqualified, and I want to throw him out of this. But he does have strong Force abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't call him a Jedi because he doesn't seem to have. It just seems to happen whenever he needs it to. Kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter at the beginning of Harry Potter. Kind of happens by accident.
I think when we're all done with this, there's a list of Jedi that we're gonna come up with that were definitely left off the list, and right there's a spot. Fling little Grogu out and plop heck, just about any other Jedi in there.
Any Jedi from the High Republic.
Yeah, the Jedi from the High Republic I'm thinking of, I think rank way farther up on this list.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, this guy Plo Koon. All right, looks awesome. He's got some weird ears. Those look like that's. I mean, I know about cauliflower ear from wrestling and stuff. This guy should have wore his headgear when he was wrestling in high school. So, Komel says, "What is this writer's criteria for what makes a strong Jedi?" Not much.
Yeah.
You can find this article on slashfilms.com. And he said, I'm going to scroll back up here. It was basically, we're ranking Jedi based on the strength of their connection to the Force, the various types of Force powers they possess, and their mastery in wielding lightsabers. So Grogu does show us. It's been a while since we've seen like a Jedi do a bunch of different things, and Grogu has done that. But again, I don't think he's a Jedi quite yet. He's on his way.
No mastery of the lightsaber either.
So. No. So got Kid Fisto here, Kid Fisto, Plo Koon. His biggest moment to me is finding Ahsoka, but he's a Kaldor species. Unique environment requires him to wear the breathing mask in many settings. Where are we at here? Revenge of the Sith appears more prominently elsewhere. This includes a recurring role in Star Wars, Clone Wars, where he's voiced by James. I didn't know he was voiced by James Arnold Taylor. It's the guy who does Kenobi in the Clone Wars. More than just being revered as one of the wisest masters on the Jedi Council, Plo Koon is a formidable figure in his own right. Plo Koon is renowned as one of the best pilots among the Jedi and an expert duelist with a lightsaber. One of Plo's most notable feats is that he's one of the few Jedi capable of unleashing powerful Force lightning, which is normally associated with Sith. With all these underappreciated qualities, it's easy to see why Plo Koon is one of the Star Wars masterminds, Dave Filoni's personal favorite. Is that canon?
I don't remember him ever using Force lightning. I was going to ask you the same thing. Like,
you talk, I'm gonna research.
Okay,
talk about Plo Koon.
Plo Koon, I do love Plo Koon. I mean, he is Dave Filoni, a fellow Yinzer, is right on the mark with that.
What did I do?
He is such a cool character, especially seeing him in the Clone Wars. He's just got this no nonsense attitude, but he's very understanding. He comes off as super wise, and he can kick some butt too. You know what I mean? Like he would definitely. I don't know what the heck you do.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing. What did I do?
I don't know. I don't really like my face being zoomed in on that much, but yeah, I'd like Plo Koon. He would probably be on a list if I made the list. But yeah, the Force lightning thing though, I don't recall ever seeing that. Did it happen in the Clone Wars cartoon at some point, and I just don't recall? There's a heck of a lot of episodes to remember and keep in mind, but I thought Force lightning was simply a Sith skill.
This is Legends, I think. Yes, this is a Legends thing.
Okay.
I don't think
And even Vader doesn't have Force lightning.
Yeah.
You can have a
You know,
Jedi that
only
can do it.
what we've seen Palps obviously do it. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen
Dooku.
Dooku, and we've seen Rey. So I guess technically Rey, a Jedi using it. She's probably the first Jedi though that we've seen using it, right?
I don't remember. Rey doing it either.
Rey does it in the last movie, and she blows up
Okay.
Chewie.
I believe you. I don't remember.
We just rewatched the
I know. You
well,
say she uses Force lightning to blow up the.
yeah, she's trying to stop. She's
Yeah.
trying to stop the ship from going, and all of a sudden, Force lightning flies out of her hands.
Huh.
Then she blows up, and Finn goes, "No, no!" And you're like, "Holy crap! They just killed Chewie." Then you remember, wait a minute, I saw
Finn
in a
does yell a
trailer
lot.
Chewie and Lando flying the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So I sat back down and didn't storm out.
Yeah, I never thought that he was dead, but that was poorly done because it didn't fool anyone. But yeah, I don't remember I'll take your word for it.
I promise you that happens.
I believe you.
They're on Pisana.
I believe you.
Aki. Every 42 years.
It's been months since I've seen that movie.
Has it been months though?
I don't know. It has to have been months.
Yeah, so I think that is not.
And I've only seen it like 3 times,
So what'd she say?
Yeah, not canon.
Kamal says top 3 or 5 and not 15. What would you use as criteria for this? Maybe a comic. I love. Yeah, and there are some stuff. Yeah. There are some things in a couple of books I've read. The Living Force and another one. You get to spend some time with Plo, and he's pretty funny. Like he's got a good sense of humor, but no Force lightning that I remember. Yeah. And I'm not old like Mike, so I remember these things. All right, so Plo Koon, cool Jedi, gets blowed up. Wish he was still around. Qui-Gon Jinn?
Okay. At 12? All right.
I mean, we don't see him do much.
No, but I really think a lot of people have Qui-Gon quite higher up, I would imagine. He's revered, we do only get the one movie with him. And is there really that much other?
Master and Apprentice book was pretty good with him. Trying to think of what else.
Tales. He's in Tales.
He's in it for
Padawan.
Where his actual son voices them, which is pretty cool. I don't think there's a ton with him in there. So I mean, I would put him on my list probably. I don't know. I should have made a list before I looked at this list.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I would have him on my list or not. I just it's no, I mean, no shade. It's we're coming into this like you said, without having made a list ourselves. So it's really hard to decide these things, but I don't know. I don't have a problem with Qui-Gon. I think he's, an interesting Jedi, but I know especially prequel kids, man, he's revered. Like he is up there on a lot of lists.
He's everything the Jedi were supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be cool to have like a before the prequels season where you got to see like they have this, like that book, The Living Force by John Jackson Miller, where they're all, and he's not even a Jedi Master in it, but it's like all the council and then him and Kenobi, because you got to have Qui-Gon and Kenobi. But it would be fun to have like an animated series of like that group of Jedi and get to see them, so that when they do get, but how mad are you going to be when they all get taken out, one by one throughout the prequel? No. But I mean, good Jedi, strong. He's going to be the one who's responsible for communicating with the Living Force. So, but I mean, I've tried to decipher how old I think Sam is. I'm assuming he's younger than us. Most people seem to be these days.
Most people are, yeah.
But so Qui-Gon. Oh, here we go. This one's going to make Mike mad for being a number 11. Mike, can you believe that Kanan Jarrus, Caleb Dune, was so disrespected?
Cannot believe it. He should certainly be farther up the list. It's disappointing. It's just disappointing.
And we spent a lot of time with Kanan Jarrus.
Mm-hmm.
Lots and lots and lots of time.
Yeah. I think Kanan, the fact that he's one of the first Jedi that maybe one of the only Jedi that had Padawan training, and then everything terrible happened, and he was left to figure out how to become a Jedi Master on his own. And then he was forced to have a Padawan of his own, and ended up, doing an amazing job with Ezra Bridger. And it just, I don't know, the whole Kanan story. He's such an amazing Jedi. His whole story, like you said, we have the 5 seasons or whatever of Rebels to see his journey, and he's just an amazing Jedi. I guess having him get that fleshed out, it's hard to, a lot of these other Jedi on here are just, a few episodes of the Clone Wars here and there. We don't have the kind of focus that we do with Kanan, to um, to go through all that. So I don't know. Yeah.
It's a little weird that he's this high up on the list, I guess, or low on the list. Best line, let Qui-Gon's be bygones. Sometimes that's my Star Wars trivia name. I think it's important he's on the list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jarrus should be higher up on the list. Yeah, I would agree.
I agree.
And I like Kanan. I think he's pretty solid. You think about his trajectory. I mean, he was like, in Bad Batch, which is canon, I guess, as opposed to the comic book that we have on him. He's probably like 10, 12 years old whenever
something like that.
Lava gets lit up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think about this, he's running in tandem with Cal Kestis, basically.
Yeah.
Him and Cal probably trained together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so, it's kind of crazy to think what they could have been like together as Jedi. But let's see here. He goes, leading the Rebel Alliance crew on the ship, the Ghost, is Kanan Jarrus, who took on his assumed name during the Jedi Purge. While Kanan was reluctant to use his Force powers or lightsabers to avoid detection from Sith Inquisitors, he maintained a deep connection with the Force. As Rebels progresses, Kanan not only resumes using his Jedi abilities, but hones them further after being blinded by Maul. Even though Kanan was unable to formally finish his Jedi training, then under his birth name as Caleb Doom, he is still a powerful warrior. Kanan displays a tremendous amount of power when tapping into the Force and is a decent combatant with a lightsaber. Kanan is able to survive a duel against Maul, which is more than Qui-Gon can claim. Ouch. And manages to beat the feared Grand Inquisitor, which is with a rich backstory. Kanan is a Star Wars who deserves his own movie or show. That'd be pretty sick. Further showcasing what he's capable. But I feel like we've seen everything that he's like. I don't know if is there a whole another show on Kanan Jarrus? Like,
I'm not going to complain about getting more Kanan Jarrus if we got more Kanan Jarrus. But you're right. I mean, we do. Rebels did such an amazing job of his journey, Kanan's journey. From there's not much more to tell, but I'd still would love to see more.
Yeah, because the book Breaking Dawn, is it Breaking Dawn? A New Dawn, Breaking Dawn. Man, I've read so many books this year. Like I've started adding up the book. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of books. Probably not as many as you, but given your day job, but that's a pretty good book. And in that book, we come to on Kanan later in life. He's probably a few years before the time period of Rebels, and he's kind of just hiding out, not being a Jedi, but he can't help himself but get pulled into, he ends up exposing himself to help somebody, which, just like the Grand Inquisitor says, it's like an itch the Jedi has to scratch. I got to help people. So, I think he's a good one. And just think without any formal training, really.
Yeah. His end story too.
Oh man.
Some of these Jedis just got cut down unceremoniously. Kanan got the opportunity to sacrifice himself for the greater good. And that's that scene still brings a tear to my eye. So getting that opportunity to have a noble death like that, it
was one of the more noble deaths in Star Wars. Like he gets to choose his moment, and a lot of Jedi don't get to do that.
Yeah. And what a great ending for his character.
Still couldn't believe it happened when it happened. I was like, wait, what?
I know.
Kamal says, "A new dawn." Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the Kanan Hera novel. Kanan's he's like just chasing Hera around like a lovesick puppy boy. So it's pretty funny. Good book. I don't know if I would recommend it. If you love Rebels, you should read it because it gives you some backstory on Hera and Kanan. But I don't think it's like up there with like some of the ones I've read recently. But it is a good book. And in all fairness, I believe that's John Jackson Miller as well. He had to write that before the show started, I think. So that's tough when you have no real character development.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering that correctly. Cal Kestis. I was kind of surprised to see this one. Not as surprised as I was to see Grogu. But Cal has a similar, like we were just talking about it, like him and Kanan. I mean, they probably had lightsaber class together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're both Padawans that never completed, formally completed the training and had to go out and become Jedi Masters on their own. Had to figure it out on their own without a master leading the way. And yeah, like you said, similar to Kanan, Cal takes a lot of the same, has a lot of the same journey. You know what I mean?
He does get a master later with Seer Junda, but
yeah.
Kind of. I mean, doesn't necessarily trust her, but yeah, I mean, it's weird to think that too. Like when you're sitting there playing the Jedi Fallen Order games, that this is happening in the same time Caleb Doom and those guys are running around doing things too. It would have been cool. I mean, can you imagine like in the third game if you like came in contact with those guys or something like on some kind of mission? That'd be sick. Flying the Mantis and the Ghost together. That'd be pretty awesome. We got here severing his connection with the Force to avoid detection by Sith Inquisitors. Cal rebuilds his connection 5 years after going into hiding. Throughout his adventures, Cal completes the Jedi Knight trials to finally complete his training and deepen his and restore his connection with the Force. Cal learns of multiple lightsaber combat styles, a whole host of Force powers. This includes the ability to freeze individuals in Force stasis and read the history of objects and environments through the Force. Though Cal is completely outclassed by Darth Vader, he is still a superior warrior to several of Vader's Sith underlings. There is a reason why fans have been hoping that Cal Kestis will enter live action, and it's because he's a memorable, powerful Jedi in wider mythos. Yeah, I would agree with all that.
Mm-hmm.
Cal Kestis
you have to wonder too if we have like you go way back to the High Republic era, and you've got some Jedi that can do some different things with the Force. You know what I mean? And then you get into the prequel era that every Jedi seems to be along the same track. There's a certain set of abilities that a Jedi has. And then you have examples of someone like Cal Kestis and Grogu who don't have a formal trainer, and they manifest these other sort of skills with the Force. You got to wonder if maybe the Jedi lose something along the way, and
I think
these wild Jedi are picking up on some of these things that because they're not forced into these channels of this is the way it works. They got to pick it up on their own.
Well, I was going to actually say that. Like when you started talking about that, I was like, I knew exactly where you're going. It's just like kids in school. Like we're trying to teach them these things. We've got to pass these state tests and all this stuff, and we lose some of the creativity. And people want to blame teachers for that, but it's not teachers; it's the lawmakers who don't understand anything about education.
Yeah,
and we're the ones who take the brunt of the. Well, you're not doing what my kid needs. Well, yeah, we can't because we'll lose our job.
Mm-hmm.
But they become so rigid and stuff. I think probably, which is funny. I think the High Republic does a good job of setting a stage where there's a reason that the Jedi are so like learn this, learn this, learn this.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, The Inquisitor, The Rise of the Red Blade. Gosh, I can't think of the character's name off the top of my head now. Dang it. Izcat. She kind of goes through this because she's a Padawan, and then she goes to Geonosis for that, for Attack of the Clones series. Then she's alive through the. She becomes an Inquisitor, obviously. I mean, it's in the, it's on the front of the book, so that's not a spoiler alert. But she gets more powers because she's kind of on her own to do things. So it's like the Jedi are almost kind of stunting them a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. Cal's a good one. Ezra Bridger, for sure.
Yeah.
No excitement. Mike just says,
no.
Are you mad that he's above Kanan?
Yes,
he's
yes,
above
I
Kanan
am.
because he's still alive, Mike.
Yes, that's exactly why. That's my exact disappointment is the fact that he's above Kanan. No problem with Ezra Bridger. He's a cool character, and I don't know. We don't have a lot of him as a Jedi yet. I mean, our first shots of him as a Jedi really are in Ahsoka. And we don't like his character hasn't been fleshed out as a man yet. We know him as a boy. We don't know him as a man yet, so I don't know.
I believe it was Yoda said to Luke, "They are what we are what they grow beyond." Right. So, if it works for Rey and Luke, it's got to work for Kanan. And do you think? Do you think we see Ezra Bridger in Jedi robes during Ahsoka season 2?
I
do you think
assume.
He's going to do his own because he's never had that formal. We've never seen Cal that way. I mean, unless you get the stuff, but we've never seen Cal that way. We never, and so it's kind of like that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it, to see? Because imagine the Funko Pops in the collectibles they'd be selling. I'd be buying them for Hank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get more stuff for Hank. But yeah, this is a good one.
I'm super excited to see him in Ahsoka season 2, just to see how he progresses. Because I did like how in Ahsoka, when they found him, he was still Ezra, you know what I mean? Still had that childlike, but this is kind of silly, just obviously grown up, you know what I mean? Just I don't know, he just was he stepped up, took charge. He's becoming a Jedi Knight, you know what I mean? He's certainly progressed, and I really look forward to seeing more, see what he's really become. The glimpse was great. I want to see the rest,
Yeah, I definitely think, the problem with it for me is I want to see all that stuff too. It's just I'm more curious as to where the hell they're at during the original trilogy and the prequels. So, or the sequels, sorry, not the prequels. So we'll get there, I guess. We'll figure it out. I'm sure they have. I mean, that's got to be something they've been thinking about. Yeah. So Ezra Bridger's what was he, number 9? Ahsoka Tano is 8. That seems low.
First female on the list too.
Yeah. I don't know if we really need to talk about her abilities. She's BA.
Yeah. And it's once again not a Jedi.
She is no Jedi, but she is the best of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I think a Jedi's supposed to be. I really would have liked to have seen a conversation between her and Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
How that would have gone, because they both are not boxed in by what the Jedi Order wanted, right? They're not. Mm-hmm. They let the Force talk to them realistically, I feel like, better than a lot of Jedi do. But yeah, this is a good one. I think for me personally, a little low. I would like to see her again, though. And in fairness to Samuel, he doesn't really he gives us a couple things, but there's no set
criteria.
We need to come up with criteria and go for it on this one. But yeah, so Ahsoka's on there, and then we got Ben Solo. Is this because of the recent news that he's on this list? Because the only well, I mean, I guess the end of The Rise of Skywalker, he does kill all the Knights of Ren and helps defeat Palpatine. So I guess that puts him right up there with some crazy, powerful Jedi.
Yeah. He's another Jedi that we don't have, as a Jedi, we don't have a lot of screen time with him. We don't know. I don't know. Is it just because he is Ben Solo?
Yeah, I think it's recency bias, personally.
Popularity.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for it. We talked about it. We're both kind of surprised how much we like the idea of the movie idea. Would I love to see him? Yeah, I want to see young Ben Solo with Luke Skywalker training. I want to see him after this. I want to see what he can do. I mean, we don't even get any dialogue from the guy.
Yeah.
So,
ouch.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he says. Ugh. You got one of the best actors in the world right now, and he says, "Ugh," when he becomes this new character.
You don't even give him a word.
You have an actor who could probably go from being Kylo Ren, who's this one way, and then right in blink of an eye become another person for us, and a rare ability for a lot of actors to do. And he says, "Ugh," and smiles like a crazy man.
Yeah,
he's getting smooches,
and he wanted to do more, and the executive said no. How could he be alive? Idiots.
I mean, whoever comes back from the dead in Star Wars, nobody, right?
Nobody. It's crazy talk.
I mean, Luke himself said nobody's ever really gone. So, all right. So we got there. Here we go. Rey. Should Rey be above Ben Solo?
Well,
she does whoop his butt.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
So yeah,
she should be above him. Yep.
I have no problem with that. Should she be above Ahsoka?
Once again, I think you're coming to criteria. What are the criteria?
Dang nabbit, Mike.
Ahsoka.
You and your common sense, you're killing me.
Ahsoka's got decades of being a Jedi. Well, she's not a Jedi. Once again, not a Jedi. But
she's a Jedi. She's a Jedi. Yeah. She's living that life.
Yeah. So she's got decades of, she should be a more put together, have more wisdom, have more experience, that sort of thing. But maybe raw power, maybe Rey does have her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We've seen Rey do some crazy stuff like shoot lightning from her hands.
Yes. Apparently. I thought it was impressive that she could hold a starship, but I guess the lightning thing's pretty impressive too.
I want to see if it says anything in here about it. Several, including force lightning. So I'm not crazy. I thought maybe for a minute I was wrong, but
I can make people think they're crazy.
Yeah, it's not a far walk for me. So yeah, Rey's a good one. I'm not. Yeah. We're not Rey haters. We want more time with her. I think that she is the future of Star Wars. I think they could do that with her pretty easily. I don't want to go back down all that road, but yeah, she belongs on this list for sure, I think.
Yeah.
Well, again, depends on the criteria, because you're saying Jedi of all time, then maybe she doesn't make this list.
Yeah.
So
I really look forward to seeing the next step of Rey, just like some of the other characters we talked about. As a Bridger, for one, just seeing their evolution, seeing what they become as they grow into adulthood. You can be a raw Jedi talent with all this ability and, crazy power, but how do you keep all that in control and become, that next step, that the wise Jedi master and not the, arrogant Jedi Knight,
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. I'm just looking here. All right. So there we go. So Rey, Obi-Wan Kenobi, 5th. I'm going to stop arguing about the rankings, because again, we have nothing.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't care what. I mean, he probably ends up on everyone's list for any kind of Jedi ranking, unless it's.
Well, as far as Jedi and screen time and story, I mean, is there anyone that has their, and we see Kenobi as a Padawan. We see Kenobi as a young Jedi Knight. We see Kenobi as a Jedi Master. We see Kenobi as a retired old monk, and like we see his whole progression. We've seen so much of him. It's hard not to put, what Obi-Wan Kenobi is. It's hard not to put him high on the list,
Is he the most fleshed out Jedi we have, given what you just said? Like,
yeah.
Between him and Ahsoka, right? I mean, we spend more time with those two. I know we get a lot of Anakin in Clone Wars, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
we know as Anakin becomes Darth Vader, the screen time is pretty low. But
Yeah. Well, she's going out and saying that Luke
right,
Skywalker is number one. I don't remember if I even looked that far. I think I got stuck on Grogu and was like, wait, what? And then I had to teach class. So
yeah, Kamel
um,
might be right.
maybe Anakin Skywalker, number 4. I'm not going to argue. I mean, we know what this dude can do.
Yeah, I mean,
So only thing he does, only thing he has bad is he rushes into things as he gets.
mm.
How many times does he lose limbs? I mean, he gets it from Dooku in Attack of the Clones. Does he lose anything in the beginning of? No, he keeps everything. And then he chops off his head. And then he ends up losing just about everything to.
Yeah, you
So
gotta wonder, I mean, if he grew up in a time where there was less medical advancement,
oh,
does he maybe temper himself a bit?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
True. I mean, you are
Why?
invincible if they can just keep
Right.
rebuilding you.
Why worry about losing an arm if they can just put a new one on you?
It's valid. 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 So, all right. Uh, Yoda, number 3.
See, Yoda to me is number one. And when just blindly ask me who the number one Jedi is,
Mike, who's the number 1
that's
Jedi?
Yoda. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. And there's definitely arguments for others, but when I think of the wise old Jedi, Yoda just springs to mind. Like he is the archetype.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's hard pressed. I mean, if maybe or maybe not Kamal's right, I would still think that but again, like there's no criteria.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that with 900 years of being in Jedi that he probably
Hmm.
doesn't deserve to be number 1.
Nope.
Just given the fact that,
Like
900 years.
Luke could not get the X-wing out of the swamp. Yoda, no problem. Beep, beep, done.
No problems.
No problem.
All right. Mace Windu. See,
Really, I didn't remember that Mace Windu is number two. I mean, this
yeah.
dude just likes Mace Windu, I think. I
Well,
don't know how Mace ranks this high.
we barely get any time with Mace in any sort of
I'd
media.
like you to read Kamel's. Uh,
Yeah, I would
yeah,
put Yoda at number 1.
that's right.
But Mace Windu, I mean, he does beat Palpatine, so that makes him pretty strong. He's considered one of the best lightsaber duelists. We don't see a ton of them. I mean, in the movies, we get nothing. We get little bits of them in the Clone Wars, but he's always just
a jerk.
We get the book, the Mace Windu book, the Glass Abyss, which was fine. It wasn't great. And what else did we get him in? Comics. So
I mean,
I don't know.
He's
I would
just
not
a
have.
grumpy old man.
I would not have put him. I don't think he makes my top 15 if I'm making a list on any criteria, unless it's grumpy and mean Jedi. Then he's number 1, baby.
Yeah.
So we're up there with Pong Krell. So all right. And number 1, shocker.
Camille called it. Luke Skywalker.
I mean, sure. Why not number 1?
Well, I'll tell you what. When you sent me this article, like I told you, I scrolled through just to see who was what, and apparently I missed number 2 because I would have flipped the lid over that if I'd remembered. I saw Luke was number 1, and I'm like, how do you come up with this? So, like I said, I'll reread it and see what his criteria was. But before I read it, I thought, okay, I think they're talking about force ability. And the way I was thinking is you think to the movies and you think, what's the most amazing thing that person did with the force?
Okay.
And for Luke to force project himself from one
Ooh,
planet to another. That's a pretty impressive feat.
that yes.
So, like, if you're going on those criteria, I get it. But then number two, like, what
What
did
did
Mace
Mace
Windu
do?
do with the Force? Like, but that's what I thought when I scrolled through the list without any other thought. I just thought it was okay. They could do the most impressive thing with the Force, and hard to argue with what Luke was able to do with the Force.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I mean, I know there's tons of EU stuff. I don't necessarily count it
Yeah,
because it doesn't happen. We got the movies with them. We've got. I'm trying to think. There's any books? Got them in 4 movies. Really,
mm-hmm.
doesn't do much in anything else. Doesn't really.
But
Yeah, I don't know, man.
yeah,
I don't see him as a number one. I see him like iconically maybe number one because I think like the way you said like Yoda. I think depending on the age, it's Yoda or Luke. But
yeah, it's tough. Like Luke, we don't have his full journey as a Jedi either. You know, we have as a young man is whiny little Luke who runs off and doesn't complete his training. You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
you've got the Luke that just shows up in um,
The Last Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Oh, Return of the Jedi. Okay.
Yeah, shows up in Return of the Jedi and acts the part of a Jedi. You know, and going forward from there, and then yeah, we get him as an old grumpy old man who trains Rey, and then at the very end does this amazing thing with the Force. But there are huge gaps in the Luke story. And like I know plenty of people have filled in those gaps with the the EU stuff and whatnot, but yeah, it's we don't have his full story like we do some of the other Jedi, so it's I don't know. Don't do that.
I did it on purpose that time. I know what I'm doing, folks. Right now, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So I don't know. Fun list.
Yeah.
Nothing. The Mace. Which one's bigger for you, Mace Windu or Grogu? Like, which one is more like head scratcher? Even though we don't have any criteria, which one's more
Yeah.
of a head scratcher? Because those are the two for me that kind of stand out. Like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a list of Jedi. So
Yeah.
Grogu doesn't have any place on there. I mean, yeah, he was a youngling and he spent a week at Luke's academy or whatever, but he's not a Jedi. He's still a baby, for Christ's sake. I don't
Yeah.
think he
No.
belongs on there. And I
So
know, like, I'm sure, get Jack on here. I'm sure he can argue for Mace Windu. You know, he'd have
he does like
100
Mace.
reasons why Mace should be number one. But yeah,
Does like Mace.
I don't know. To me, there are a lot of people that got missed. There's hardly any female Force users on this list. Just Avar Chris, for instance. Like Avar Chris, if you're talking about abilities with the Force,
Oh, she's the
she's got to be
bomb.
near the top. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
And it seems like I think most of this was just pulled from, like we said earlier, just TV. The basic stuff you can get on Disney Plus without cracking a book or going into the comics or anything like that. But heck, there's female Jedi from the Clone Wars, like Ayla Secura. Why wasn't she on there instead of Kit Fisto or something? I don't know.
No, I mean, I've got to see some stuff with like Depa Balaba. Trying to think, Yaddle.
Yaddle, yeah,
I mean, tons of stuff with Yaddle in the High Republic. Like, I mean, she's on par. Like, they do some crazy. She does some crazy stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, this list is fine. Let's come out. I think she. I feel like the writer came up with some criteria and then threw it out the window with Mace. Added the Mace part, but yeah, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And Tahu says throw Mace out the window. So yeah, this list is kind of crazy. I think, Mike, what we should do, and I like this topic, and I know we don't like to like pin ourselves down, but we should either next week come up with criteria while we're on the show, or we come on get criteria, we post it, and then we come up with our top, let's say 10. Is that enough? Is that too few?
I feel like arguing back and forth, like it's going to be a 10 is going to make it an hour for sure. I think if we go 15, we'll be on here for at least an hour and a half.
All right.
Which I mean, I'm down with whatever. I mean, we can kind of run through our top 5, or our 10 through or 15 through 10. We could throw out real quick,
like honorable mentions kind of thing.
Yeah,
we need criteria.
Yeah. Well, like I said, what I initially thought of was abilities in the Force. Like, what is that person done? What massive thing is that person done with the Force? I think that's a big criteria. And then this guy said about lightsaber skill. I think maybe that's got to be a criteria. Then it gets a little difficult, because if you think about like wisdom, like exhibiting wisdom and stuff like that, then it gets difficult, because some of the, like we said, some of those younger Jedi that are on there who are just raw talent, raw power, they're not going to make it because they haven't grown into being a wise old Jedi. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know where you go.
All right. Well, that's our homework then. We need to come up with criteria. So we can either talk about that next week, and then the week after we talk about our Jedi, or we'll figure it out, folks. But if you're listening to this later on, or on here now, what are some of the criteria that you would use to make your list? And then, because, we want to know what you think. Mm-hmm. So other than that, I think I'm going to go and see what happened locally.
I hope it goes well, buddy. I hope it goes well.
We'll see what happens. But thank you for everyone who joined us tonight. Over on Instagram, we had quite a few people pop in for a little bit here and there. And then, of course, thanks, Kamel and Tahu, for joining us for the long haul. We always appreciate you too. And everybody that joins us here. This is a good topic. I think it'll be fun for us to come up with our own criteria, and then come up with our own list. Do our top 10 plus 5 honorable mentions. That'll be good.
It'd be real fun, and who knows if this is possible, but if we could reach out to the writer of the article, if they don't hate us
on Instagram,
if they don't hate us after seeing this video.
I don't think I was nicer in this video than I was last time we did one of these, and but that turned out awesome.
Yeah, it did.
So,
but yeah, it'd be fun to get them on and talk about criteria and really come up with what would make the best list, and then go away and make that list. But if we can't do that, we can't force anybody to come on here. They have their own things going on. But if we can't make that happen,
I'll reach out to them.
If that doesn't work, we'll do something else fun next week. So no worries.
All right, cool. All right, everybody. Stay warm. It's getting cold. Well, I guess it's getting warmer this week. And then last week, so we'll see. But anyways, big matchup Sunday Night Football. Who knew? I thought the season was over.
And then
sure probably is. But I just don't know it yet. As a Steelers fan, you never know that it's already over.
10-7.
10-7.
Losing the first round of the playoffs like usual.
Yeah. Mediocrity for life.
Woo!
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. And we have spoken. See you guys next week.
See ya.